The Wanbo T2 Max evolved to the new Wanbo T2R Max. Do not miss it. Digital greetings to all. I am the electronic engineer Javier Guerrero, and continuing with this saga of projectors, I bring you the Wanbo T2R Max. It is the evolution of the Wanbo T2 Max, and this will be a complete review of this compact projector. The Wanbo T2R Max is a LED projector with a closed optics system. It is full HD and has 300 ANSI lumens. Some pages say 350, but it doesn't look like it. But 300, that's almost twice as bright as the Wanbo T2 Max. This is a complete video and full of information. I don't like taking a product out of a box and read a web page, as most do. That review format is from the past. I want to do an engineering review with technical analysis and real tests, but easy to understand. So without further delay, let's go to unboxing. This is how the Wanbo T2R Max projector arrived, direct from Banggood, but you can also buy it in AliExpress. In the description of the video I will leave the purchase links. This is the box of the projector and it looks very nice, with its features, such as its portability and low weight. When opening the box we find an installation guide, an internal foam that completely covers the projector. The projector comes in its anti-scratch bag, and as accessories it has a 19-volt, 3-amp power adapter. They are about 57 watts of consumption. A power cord for the adapter. And a remote control in a nice white color. It uses 2 AAA batteries for its operation. It is made of plastic and works by infrared. It is also very comfortable to use. And as a gift, a couple of batteries. This is the new projector. And I think that if the Wanbo T2 Max was already compact, this Wanbo T2R Max is even more compact, since it is a little smaller. It is made of polished and glossy white plastic. It is also decorated with silver plastic pieces. And they look like pieces of chrome metal. On the front it has this grill. The hot air from the power LED radiator comes out here. And above is the glass optical lens. Is protected with this plastic. In the upper part we find the power button. And this silver decoration where his focus wheel is, since the focus of the image is manual. On the sides it has 2 speakers decorated with silver rings. They are 3 watts and deliver 6 watts of stereo output. At the bottom it integrates a 1/4-inch thread to put it on a tripod. And these 4 thick rubber feet. They stick pretty well to surfaces. And at the back is the grill where fresh air enters. This flows through the projector to cool the interior. There is also all its connectivity. Its input voltage. 1 USB 2.0 input. 1 HDMI 2.0 input. A status LED light. And a 3.5mm audio output for some sound equipment. And Wanbo series signature, very popular with thousands of users. As you have seen, the Wanbo T2R Max is completely renewed in the physical. It doesn't look anything like the Wanbo T2 Max anymore, although inside it still retains many of its specifications, as we will see below. The Wanbo T2R Max is an LCD technology projector with medium power LED light, and it differs from the T2 Max for its higher brightness. It is double according to your manual, and that's why its price is 10% higher. Costs about $180 on average. Has a slightly retro design, and is inspired by the automotive world, with these 2 chrome grills. I think both the most elegant format, as the aesthetics are correct. This projector sits between the T2 Max and the T6 Max. This new T2R Max projector could be a good option for those looking for a projector under $200, and for all its specifications that it offers. LCD projection technology. Brightness of 300 ANSI lumens. MediaTek MTK 9269 quad-core processor. Integrates 1 GB of RAM and 16 GB of storage. Native Full HD maximum resolution. Useful projection from 40 to 120 inches. Integrates Android 9 operating system. Integrates adjustable 4-point keystone correction. It integrates Wi-Fi connectivity but only 2.4 GHz. Integrates Bluetooth 4.0 connectivity. Allows mobile screen mirroring. 6-watt stereo sound power. LED lifespan up to 20,000 hours, and it only weighs 900 grams or less than a kilo. Thousands are hiring your streaming platform directly in Gams Go, and from this QR code or from the link in the video description, you can safely access and hire your favorite streaming platform, but cheaper. From their platforms like Netflix, HBO Max, Disney Plus, Prime Video, etc. Cost up to a third of their cost and legally. And in my next video, I will explain how to use Gams Go, and what has become the pleasure of millions: streaming. Also, if you buy this projector direct from my link, you enter the draw for a Wanbo T2R Max. For every 50 sold, winners will be refunded by Banggood. So there is a great possibility that you take it home for free. Banggood will notify the winners by email. Let's know a little more about its technology. For that, I must remove all these silver decorations. This particular model has many decorations that need to be removed, and you have to do it carefully because it could break easily. And when you put it back together, it would not be as beautiful anymore. Taking apart a projector, it's not as easy as I make it seem. The union of the lids are fragile and many times I have almost broken them. So I advise you to do it carefully if you want to repair or clean it. Just below the front grille we find the infrared sensor, which is in charge of receiving the remote control commands. After removing the rear grille, you will see where the air that cools this great sink enters. I can now safely separate the covers on this projector. And I can completely remove the optical block. I have to remove a couple of screws from the base and disconnect the ignition button. This will release the inner block, which is the technology of this projector. The only thing left inside the box is the power button. And this is the block of technology that makes this projector work. Enclose the lenses, the LCD screen and the LED light inside this box, for which they are called closed optics system. That protects them from the ingress of dust and contamination, and this avoids stains in the projection. In addition, this allows to build a compact device and in a single block, resulting in lower costs for the end user. For a cost-effective device that anyone can buy. It's really not going to compete with a $500 or more projector, but it does not mean that the image quality is bad. Wanbo projectors integrate a glass focusing lens, unlike cheaper projectors that are made of plastic. This lens can be removed for cleaning and you can even change it. Sure, if you're lucky enough to get it. Without the lens, you can see the mirror reflecting images on the LCD screen. But I will place it so as not to contaminate the interior. No electronic device can avoid generating heat. And due to its power LED, this Wanbo T2R Max will generate a lot. For this reason, it integrates two fans that cool these two groups of fins, that dissipate heat from these two copper heat pipes, and that are internally coupled to the LED that consumes 40 watts of power. Practically all its electronic card is to process the video. It travels through this flag to the internal LCD screen. This chip is 16 GB storage memory. This is the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi module. It has only one antenna because it is from a band. And under that little aluminum heatsink, we will find the processor. In this, the Wanbo T2R Max has improved, since it integrates a MediaTek processor, which is a little more powerful. This added to the quality of its plastic materials, make it a typical $180 projector. It seems to me a fair price according to its quality. I will put its heatsink on the processor to do a little experiment. I will connect the button and turn on the card to look inside. Now that it has turned on, I can remove the button. Look how immediately the two cooling fans turn on. And now I'm going to remove the lens to look inside. I want to see how the LCD generates the images. And here friends are viewing the images of the internal LCD screen, reflected in the interior mirror. And you can clearly see these generated full HD images. If I put the lens on it and point the projector at any surface, those same images will be projected, but inverted by the optical effect of light. And this is the basic working principle of every LCD projector. Great, right? After testing it for a few hours, I will measure the real temperature of the processor, exactly on your body. Wow! All that processing makes it hot, and reaches about 74 degrees Celsius. And therefore the importance of the dissipator. Projectors are expensive products, if you are looking for an excellent image. But the Wanbo brand is gaining more ground in the world of projectors, by offering them more and more efficient, for a price of less than $200. For thousands of users this projector and its features will suffice. But now let's configure and test it. Little Rick is already waiting for me to install this Wanbo T2R Max, so my furry friend will be my assistant. You can use any common tripod for this projector. Since it only weighs 900 grams, you don't need it to be very strong. This tripod cost me about $17. The important thing is that it allows you to orient the projector. Now I will plug in your voltage adapter. Press the power button, and wait about 20 seconds for the system to load, which is a good time in this type of projectors. If I put the projector 2 meters from the wall, I will have an 80-inch projection screen. And I want you to pay attention. I will classify my living room lighting into 3 levels. The first one is right now. I am at 70% lighting and this is what it looks like with the projector. You can see it, but it's not ideal. The second level is when turning off the light in my living room. I stay in a dim light with 40% lighting, because some light leaks from my dining room, and this is what it looks like with this projector. Not bad considering I'm not dark yet, but still not ideal. And the third level is turning off all my lights. But still, I stay at 10% lighting, because some light from the street enters, but it is the best I have. Maybe you guys get better darkness in your house. Look that even with 40% lighting, I have a good brightness of the projector. This Android is not certified like Android TV, but it is 9 and it works fine. At the top is the menu to select the functions and applications. Integrates the Play Store and it is necessary to enter a Google account to download apps. In the Configuration tab you can change the language and connect it to a Wi-Fi network on the only 2.4 GHz band it has. There are also several projection options in the configuration, and 4-point keystone correction. And I'll make you right now to fix these corners. They will also be able to select the input source via USB or HDMI cable. From the Media Center can read various file formats. The Check for Updates button. The connection for Bluetooth devices. Select from which source the projector should start. A special menu of adjustments and calibration of the very complete projector. In this I see a great improvement over the Wanbo T2 Max, since this T2R Max integrates many more adjustments. First time I see so many image and sound adjustments in a projector of this range. You will have a wide range of possibilities to calibrate your projector image. Can modify Android settings, and also do a factory reset and completely format it. And finally the option to clean the RAM memory and the cache, to speed up the fluency when you feel the interface is slow. This is very important to do because this projector only has 1 gigabit of RAM. The image quality of a projector basically depends on 4 factors. The surface where you project, the number of ANSI lumens, the undesirable external light that filters, and calibration settings. And the latter depends exclusively on the tastes of the observer. These images that you see are with a dim light at 70%. Although like this, you will not enjoy it much. These other images are at 40% lighting. It doesn't look bad, and at least you can move around your living room without tripping. These other images are at 10% lighting. And it is the most ideal situation to take advantage of a projector. If we go through the 3 levels of illumination, how am I doing now? You will see how the visualization of the images improves. And although the Wanbo T2R Max is not 4K, nicely scales 4K content as you're watching it. I like the colors and the images flow with minimal delay. The T2R Max is a projector with low power sound output. It does what it can, but the sound quality is not very good. At only 6 watts it will be fine for small rooms, but for more demanding ears, it will be necessary to pair it via Bluetooth with a soundbar. The quality does not surprise me for a projector of this range, and it will not replace a true home theater.
Ya tengo afuera esta simpática caja acústica que, como pueden ver, alberga 2 altavoces de 5 watts cada uno, para un total de 10 watts de potencia estéreo.
The Wanbo T2R Max allows the installation of USB sticks and SSD drives. I installed this 1 GB USB and it read it without problems. You can access from the Media Center option, and once inside play all your content. Also, because it is an Android projector, allows easy installation of any APK, as I am installing on this Wanbo T2R Max right now. And here are the 2 applications installed successfully, and as you can see, they work very well. To play with Happy Chick you will need a controller, and pair it to the T2R Max. It's very simple and fast. Can play some retro games on this projector. Even the delay or input lag is not as bad as you can see. Maybe I have a little bit, but it's not very noticeable. I played several retro games, had a good time and was not bothered by input lag. Of course, this projector is not designed for demanding gamers, but it will be fine for those who want to play occasionally. Some gamers won't forgive me if I don't connect a console to it. That's why I will connect my PlayStation 4 to it to see how it works on this projector. As you can see, the images and colors are not bad. And because the input lag is not severe, this title Horizon can be played decently. But if we're going to play on a projector, let's go big. And for that, I will project the T2R Max at 120 inches. The advantage that it is a projector with true full HD resolution, and that shows in the sharpness tests. The image is of good quality for a projector of this range. Of course, it is not comparable to a higher quality projector. You don't have a complete machine, but the Wanbo does what is expected of it. I connected it to my laptop to do some frame tests on it from UFO test. As I add rows of the same object, its FPS decreases. And the less FPS, the worse the fluidity of the object will be. But this is not a defect of the projector. On the contrary, it does not do so badly. Compare it to the fluency of my computer monitor. Of course, on my monitor it is more fluid, but the difference is not overwhelming either. These videos are used to verify the fluency of an imaging device, obviously comparing it to another. For example, this pendulum is not so fluid because it is a 30 FPS video. And here it is compared to my computer monitor, which does it better, because a monitor is faster for this. I also projected this pattern image to verify the sharpness of the device. And I clarify again, to be a projector of less than $200. The sharpness is not bad either. Finally, these are the pros and cons of this Wanbo T2R Max. It is compact, lightweight and attractively designed. Brightness increase to 300 ANSI lumens is appreciated. True Full HD native resolution with good sharpness. It integrates Android 9 and has 16 GB for many applications. Has multiple configuration settings and image calibration. 4-point correction allows it to be positioned at any angle. Input lag is very low, often imperceptible. And its cons are: it only has 1 GB of RAM, although that doesn't matter if you use it with a TV box. The sound is of medium-low quality and it is not that loud either, and does not integrate motion compensation. Everything evolves in life, and in electronic devices at all times. If you had already bought a Wanbo T2 Max, perfect. But if you haven't, between the two I would recommend this T2R Max. This Wanbo T2R Max already comes with Android by default, but it will work much better with a certified TV box. In addition, this product is from the Xiaomi ecosystem, and that supports its quality, which we have already seen inside. If you are new here and you liked this video, that's how all my videos are. So subscribe to my channel and activate the notification bell. Now you know me, I am the electronic engineer Javier Guerrero. And all the time I upload this type of content, and it should be like this. Entertaining, informative and with a real technical base. So help me, and democratize technology. Until the next video.